What's going on, everybody? My name is Steven. You guys are watching the Foul Air Gun channel. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the new shooting booth here. I'm gonna give you all a look around, but before we do, I'm gonna tell you about this video. Today we're gonna be looking at some of the modifications that I've done here so far on the Snowpeak M60B. This is in 357 or 9mm, and yeah, we're gonna get right on into it. It's gonna be a fun video. All right, everybody. Just want to give you all a quick little look at what I have worked myself out over here. For the shootout. So if any of you have followed the channel, you'll be pretty familiar with this area here, just outside of my shop. I used to have a tarp hanging over this thing with aluminum poles holding it up, all kinds of craziness and what have you. And so this is what I've actually done myself up with. I got a lot of this lumber and things really cheap. I was able to put together some really nice stuff. I told you all in another previous video I was going to be working on making myself a concrete shooting table, which I have done. Didn't turn out quite as thick as I would have liked it. It's about 1.5 inches thick, but you know, it's a solid table. Everything has been working great. I got the booth, got the roof, so we're official over here, guys. Today we have the chronograph out, the Snowpeak M60B here. This is the bottle version. Go ahead and get up on this rifle for y'all here. So I purchased this this pellet rifle here. It's been about a month ago, and I bought this because of the platform and the price point. So this is from a company, Snowpeak. They are a Chinese manufactured air rifle company. You know, I have no real issue with that because, to be honest with you, this thing has been very quality. I've had a lot of fun messing around with this thing and kind of just go over some of a little bit of the specs on this thing. So this is 357 or 35 9mm caliber air rifle. It's the bottle version, so this gun actually originally comes with an air cylinder that would come out, just a regular tube instead of the bottle. This version does have the bottle. The adapter I've ended up making, I know that they sell in places this adapter here, but I could not find one anywhere that has the 1/8 quick disconnect, so I put myself a 1/8 quick disconnect on here. I also got myself one of these intercom. This is like a Air Force Texan type bottle, or I believe they even run them off of the FX air guns here. So I was able to get myself, this is a .48, I believe it was, what is the size of the bottle here. So just a little bit smaller than the, I believe it was 5 liter bottle before. So a little bit smaller, but only just by a very, very slight bit. I mean, it pretty much just comes out right about where the original one does. So I did get the carbon fiber bottle, which took off a tremendous amount of weight. I will tell you, if you purchase this rifle and you plan to keep it, if you like the platform at all, you're absolutely going to want to change this out so that you have yourself a lot of weight taken off of this. Also, you may notice here that I machined the end of this aluminum railing off here. It used to come out really far, and to be honest with you, with the length of pull that's on this rifle, I found that most of my optics anyways, I really wanted to mount further back to get closer with that eye relief there. So I could switch these offset mounts backwards on my scope and run it that way, but I like all the mounting stuff on the right hand side of my my equipment here. So I opted to just chopped it off because, believe it or not, that was actually quite a few ounces that hung off the end there, so I was able to get rid of that. Another thing I have not finished here, I did start opening this rear butt, the cheek weld here. This is actually just a single piece cheek weld, and it doesn't rise too much. It's just comfortable enough to kind of get yourself flat and center with the bore on this scope. But the thing was that this piece of plastic here, it is just one length all the way back here, is solid, and it actually weighed quite a bit. So on this side, you'll notice that I started machining out a couple of holes here, because like on this side, what I've done, and that's pretty much complete here, and hopefully you all can see that it's a bit dark back here right now, and I'm going to be getting some shop lights installed above it, so that should really help us out. But essentially all I've done is I've made those holes into these slots, which is just machined out a lot of plastic. It's lightened it up a whole lot. Hasn't exposed anything, you know, that's really crazy out underneath there. Another thing I also did was this thing had plate adjustment to be able to, you know, raise and lower this stock up and down here, the butt pad. I didn't really find that necessary because it also added almost 1/2 of an inch of length of pull on it. So I've gotten rid of that. I've ground this down until it was a bit smaller. So I've gotten about 1/2 of an inch off of length of pull off of this thing. Another thing I've also done here is I've changed out my grip. I've went with something, this is just AR style configured grip here. I cannot remember the exact model on this grip here, but it's a slimmer grip, and it's really nice with the rubberized texture and everything on it. So that's what I went with. Also here for my optic, this is optic I got sent over to me by Texas Precision Optics. I'm always very thankful for, you know, the optics that they send us over here on the channel. This is a 1:5 by 24, I believe it is, first focal plane scope. And actually the thing that I really liked about this, other than the fact it's compact, I believe it's just under 9 inches in length, so you know, fairly compact. But the thing that I really liked about this scope was actually the reticle. So this has something that's just kind of right on point with what I like to shoot with, and I'll try to get y'all focused in there. So it has where it illuminates. I'm not sure if you all can really see that, but there is an illuminated center dot reticle on this rifle, and I personally really like that, because that's just going to give me that quick draw action, sort of like the red dot, so to speak, but also give me the zooms that I need on my scope here. So we're going to be running that Sniper Optics 1:5 on there. Oh yeah, so we're going to be shooting a couple of different ammunitions. So before in some videos, I was able to shoot a couple of different pellets and slugs on this thing. Switch it up. We've gone with some ammunition that I have not put through this thing at all yet. So before we were shooting some .358 caliber, 79 grain. These are Nielsen specialty ammo, flat base, hollow point slugs here. And now we've got .357 instead of the .358. They were a little bit tighter in the barrel. I'm still not quite certain on them because I haven't tuned this thing out 100% where I want it to be, but these are shooting really well. This is definitely aimed more towards pellets, with the barrel, with the rifling, and the type of barrel that's in this rifle here is definitely aimed more towards pellets. So went ahead and got us some FX pellets, and these are just 81 grain, and I also got us some, these are 77.16 grain, and these are the Hades right here. So I believe these Hades really might end up being the best, honestly, because this is a low powered 357 air rifle. So what I mean by that, and low power, is that this thing is only shooting right at that 650 to 700, sometimes if I bump it up to 750 feet per second. So low power, not a whole lot of velocity coming out of this thing. But we're going to shoot us a couple groups today, and we're going to be shooting over the chronograph out there, just shooting some simple groups. We'll probably stick to about 35 yards today, maybe 55. We'll see how it goes. But yep, just want to bring you out here, feed you all a little bit of content, give you something to look at, and also show you my little table here that I did, show you the whole area, and let you get situated all and kind of take it in, because this is where we'll be doing all of our filming now. I got it cleaned up. All that tarp business is gone. It's much nicer. So I'm gonna go ahead and get set up, get the chronograph rolling for us, and we're gonna sling us some pellets out of the Snowpeak M60B and 35 caliber. Also, I've went with removing this moderator. Actually breaks down into multiple parts, and it comes with quite a few of these baffles in it. I believe there are about 5 or 6 of them here, but I've actually just done away with, I believe, like 3 or 4 of them. Just have the 2, so it's pretty much just the air stripper on the inside with 2 of these small baffles, just to keep a little bit of the bark off of it. It's a little loud, but nothing bad on the ears. No ear protection required with it like this. So this is how we're gonna run it today, and let's get to it. All right, so this should be pretty straightforward here. I just topped this off. We are at a full fill. I'll go ahead and show you all here. Put this little dust cap back on. So the way I have this thing tuned, I have done no modifications whatsoever to this internally. So we are at all manufacturer's parts. The only thing I have done is just kind of played with the regulator up and down, different field pressures to kind of see where this thing shoots at. So where I have this thing right now tuned to the sweet spot for me anyways, hammer spring is adjusted from manufacturer. The screw for the hammer spring is usually flush with the back of the block here, the valve of the body here of the air gun rather. And so I've adjusted that just about 1.5, close to 2 turns in from flush with the back. And I have this thing set right now where we are at a full 300 bar or 250 bar full fill on the tank here, and that's going to put us right about that 19 sorry, right about 19 bar roughly, so about 2,900 psi on the regulator roughly. And we're going to go ahead right now and shoot us a little bit. I actually have, first thing, just right out here at the beginning, I have to switch out these magazines and get this loaded up with the correct ammunition. But I have some Nielsen specialty ammo slugs, and just right there at 15 yards, there's an old can of expired beets right there. None of the kids want to eat them. I love them, but they don't want them, so I'll just get rid of them. And that thing zipped right on through. All right, so we're going to get this magazine changed out here and get this thing loaded up with the correct ammunition for us here. So the first thing we're going to start out shooting are these Nielsen specialty ammo slugs. This is a 79 grain flat base hollow point slug, .357 instead of the .358 like we were using last time. So these are going to be a bit looser in the barrel, and I wouldn't even really say they'd be loose in the barrel. Probably a much more correct fit. I feel like this barrel is bored a little bit more towards the .358 side, because the .357 are just a little bit, just slightly, I guess, more inconsistent than the .358 are. That could just be from my testing, could just be from velocities, could be from a whole lots of other things. The day I was shooting, it was pretty cold, so it could have been a million excuses. We have our first load here. 79 grain Nielsen flat base hollow point slugs. We're going to be shooting a group out here at 50 yards, just 50 yards, and got the camera rolling down range. You can go ahead and load this up and get shooting here. First magazine loaded up here. These are going to be our Nielsen 79 grain .357 instead of 358 this time. 79 grain. We're going to do 50 yards. Got a chronograph set up here. Again, this is with a factory, no modification to any kind of valve work or any springs or anything. So factory spring. We're about roughly 1.5, close to 2 turns all the way in from flush on the power. And we have the regulator set to right about roughly 19 bar. We have a full fill on the bottle, so we're right about 25 bar on the bottle. Let's go ahead. We have everything rolling. I'm going to start out here on the, let's go for the head on our little coyote silhouette out there. And again, this is just a 1x5 power scope. I have us on maximum magnification here. See what kind of group we can print out there. Our first shot at 663, 639, 642. It's all over the place, probably not quite in the reg yet. 639, 631, 638, 643, 638, shooting nice, 642, yeah, another one in here, 648, and a 645 on that last one. Oh, I'm fibbed. We have one more in, one more in the magazine here. 652. 652 to finish off there. That's going to give us a pressure now in the bottle of, we'll call it 22 bar. And over here on the reg, it's barely dropped down. Actually, it looks like it is trying to slowly creep back up. And we're still right there about 18, showing roughly 18 bar, right around that area. So that's 79 grain. First bit there on the head out there on the coyote. We got a fresh tin here I need to open of these FX. These are 81 grain. 9.07 millimeters, so 0.358 I believe. So these should shoot really nice. And then we're going to switch over and we're going to try these JSB Hades out. So we are shooting this. We're going to go ahead and just shoot this off of the same fill, or should we just air this thing back up and make it fair? Let's do that actually. Let's do this. We're shooting these 12 shot groups here, and I want it to be really consistent. I want to see what it's like for accuracy out there. You can see that first group, that's 12 shots out there, and you know, relatively all within a 3-inch area, I would say, at 50 yards. Definitely plenty good enough to kill rabbits, raccoons, things like that, even for some good fun plinking. So let's see, I'm gonna get this thing aired back up here and top it right off to a full fill here. And this is just to give us that really great consistency. I don't want to cheat anybody out there and have them feel like, oh, you know, the test could have been done a whole lot better. You could have stayed more consistent with it. I like consistency myself. And so, aside from tethering this thing, which I don't want to do, plus that regulator I have for my bottle is just, it's been kind of funky here recently. So, all right. It's the wrong way. So we are at a very, very clean top fill, 25 bar in a bottle, right at 1900 again. Didn't have my bottle closed all the way. I was hearing some air. Anyways, so we're at a full fill again. We're now switching over to the FX pellets here. See what kind of velocities and what kind of group we got. Okay, we're going to shift over just a little bit to the center dot on the Coyote. See what happens. Oh, I think that shot a bit high. I hope you stay on. Oh, come on now. There it goes. These 358 are a bit tighter. Nice, 684. $676, $661, and making a really clean group. $663. See if we can keep them all out there on this target. $658, $651, $654. 657, 650, 656, and I believe we have one more in here. Yep, let me make sure it's just one. $654, and wow, what an excellent group. From here, the way it looks like we kept them all on target out there. And it looks like we're just maybe 2 inches above where we point of aim was. And it looks like we've made a group that's, I mean, 1 inch group, 1.5, 2 inch group out there. Kind of hard to tell. Those 35 caliber pellets leave a nice mark out there on that hard target. So it's a little bit difficult to tell sometimes. All right, we're gonna air this thing back up again. I know it's a little bit of a process here. Probably a little boring to some folks. That's all right. You know, the really great thing that I like about shooting air guns and doing the YouTube stuff is that, you know, I'm not obligated to do any of this stuff. And it's just really relaxing and nice for me to be able to get out here and share on my own terms the things I like to share. And so I can do this really leisurely, nice. I don't have to worry about some kind of sponsor or anybody barking up my tail about anything, because I won't go that way. I won't. I just would rather sit out here, shoot some air guns, show everybody what I can do, show everybody what I am doing just for the fun of things. Have fun. That's what it's all about. And what really draws me with the air guns is just, it's, I mean, you know, I guess maybe it was just my generation growing up, but, you know, I was huge on going out to the woods with a pellet gun when I was younger. And I was one of those kids on the bus with a spit straw, you know. So when you just see something that's so capable from where it's come from when I was younger, it's such an amazing advancement in the technology that it just draws me so much to it. It's just awesome. I love the air guns. I love sharing it with anybody that I possibly can. I think that if you put them in the right hands of the right people who are responsible with them, I think they're a great tool for a lot of things. For shooters who may not be so apt to want to shoot firearms, or may not be able to shoot firearms, or may just be looking for something that's possibly a little bit of a cheaper alternative, which, yeah, I've been hearing that over all the years. When I first started really getting into shooting PCP air guns and stuff, it was much cheaper. I remember a tin of pellets, like 25 caliber or 22 caliber pellets, like a tin of 300 pellets or something would run you like 15 bucks. And I mean, it's just gotten outrageous now. I mean, some of these things are $25, $30 a tin. These 35 caliber pellets here are extremely expensive. These, you only get 100 pieces here, and these cost $30, $20 or $30 a piece, I believe. So, it's I would definitely say it's much cheaper than spending your money on any cartridge out there, centerfire, rimfire cartridge out there. Period. It's gonna be much cheaper than that, but I wouldn't quite call it the cheapest hobby ever. All right, so here we are again. Shut up and shoot this last group here for us. So those FX pellets shot really, really well, and I mean really well. We made a nice group out there. We're topped off again. 25 bar, 1900 on the regulator. Let's give it a go out here. Hopefully these won't fly. I'm actually going to hold a little bit low on this group. I'm gonna use the top of my reticle line here and hold on that, because that last group went up a little bit higher. These pellets here are going to be a little bit lighter, even 77.16 grains, so they're going to fly a little high too, so I'm going to hold a little low. Here we go. Ooh, wow, and that hit almost right next to where I was point of aim. So 704 on that first shot. Wow, it was really close. 781. 783. 682. And that might have been a 683. I'm not sure if I was hollering about 700s. They're wrong. 687. Let me try to call these numbers correctly here. 685. And what a great group. 679. 681. 677. We got about 2 or 3 of them here left. 663. Still a lot of really great energy on that. 667, and I believe we have one more in here. One more to boot. Let's go. Wow, 680. What a fantastic, all of those really are fantastic groups. The Nielsen 79 grain 357 that we shot initially, those were a bit more all over the place. I think that 358 shot a little bit better. These are 358, I believe. The 9.07 millimeter here, I believe that's 358, and so that's a little bit of a tighter fit in the barrel, and that seems to be what this rifle likes to shoot better. So we're gonna say that those FX pellets are gonna probably be the best, with some really great consistency and some great accuracy. So give you a real good look at our target here. All right, so our first group we shot, point of aim was roughly here, and we had quite a few of them spread out. So like I said, that's like 4 inches or so, 3.5, 4 inches there, kind of all over the place. Definitely not the greatest accuracy. Now this group here, wow, you just take a look at that. That kind of just speaks for itself there. You'll see that most of these actually kind of lumped up right here on this this little spot right here. I wonder if sometimes I can peel these things right off. Nope, not happening today. Anyway, so it looks like we lumped most of them right there on that one spot. So we're talking a group that's, you know, 1.5 inches roughly. 1 1/4, just over an inch right here at 50 yards. And then even there, what a great group with the JSB Hades, still putting out a group that's, you know, fairly comparable there to our FX pellets. And of course we made us some nice little flowers here on the ground. I always like picking these things up and seeing how they expand against the metal. You can actually see this one here, I believe, was one of those Hades pellets. You can tell because it has such a deep hollow point. This could, or one of those Nielsen slugs, but usually Nielsen slugs, they break apart really well. Anyways, I just want to come show you all that. All right, well, again, guys, I just want to bring you out here. Just want to bring you out here and bring a little content to you all, give you something to chew on this beautiful Saturday. So I believe our FX pellet is probably going to be shooting at best group here. Again, we have this thing turned in about 1.5, almost 2 turns in, flush from the back on the hammer spring from the factory. Got the carbon fiber bottle on it right now. Got a different grip on it, like I said, trying to lighten this up a little bit. Shorten length of pull, just lighten the rifle right now. No real major modifications have happened yet. So if you're curious, that's where we have it. 1900 PSI on the reg. Sorry, I keep messing this up, guys. About 25 full fill on the bar, 25 bar full fill here on the tank. Carbon fiber tank here, running this thing like this, and it is shooting some really excellent groups out there at 50 yards and making some pretty respectable power. Again, this is a bullpup configuration 35 caliber air rifle, so you know you're getting a lot. And also, that's the other thing too, I mentioned this at the beginning, I completely skipped over this, but this thing was only $600. So I know that's still a lot of money, but $600 and you're getting something that is making groups like that with the power like it's making out there. I think that's a pretty good deal if you ask me. The bottle itself, I actually got a really good deal on it. I got it for $100, so about $700 rifle here. Got, you know, a little bit of work done onto it with some accessories, things, but nothing real fancy, not a lot of money. And what a great shooting rifle. So you're gonna see some more from this. Get quite a few videos out here for you all here soon. But again, just want to bring you out here on a really nice day, do some shooting around. I hope you all enjoy this, enjoy the little area that I got going on here now, and hopefully we can get some nice content out to you. Hey, if you like this video, do me a favor, please. Hit that subscribe button and give it a like if you like it too. That way we can get all this stuff pushed out there, more and more folks can see it. As always, guys, I'll see you on the next one.